Hey yo, what's up, my beloved champions fam? It's the bad guy WWE champion Zeke 4-0 back with a brand new video. And as you all can see, we got a brand new limited time tour out for this Flash feud weekend with the Cashing a Heatwave tour. Instead of catching a heat wave, we're cashing a heat wave because the Money in the Bank pay-per-view is about to go down. Let me know in the comments below who you are rooting for, who you think are going to be the big winners when this weekend concludes. But for right now, though, we got some hell mode action for each and every single one of y'all. So let's go ahead and hop in. Now, you should already know, and if not, allow me to make you aware. When it comes to normal and hard mode gameplay, it's autoplay all day. But when it comes to the trials and tribulations of hell mode, the gloves are off, and so is the autoplay. So we're going to hop in here. When it comes to the contest superstar requirements, the CSS's, we have none other than Damian Priest and Seth Rollins. Obviously, these two are about to go toe-to-toe for Damian Priest's Big Goldie World Heavyweight title. Whoever wins is going to go off to face the King Ring General himself, Gunther, formerly known as Walter. If you know, you know. And let's be real, this is going to be an exciting bout one way or the other. And I have a very strong feeling things are always subject to change. Whoever wins this match, whether it's Seth Rollins, who if he wins, Damian Priest not only loses the belt, but he has to leave the Judgment Day. Or if Damian Priest wins, Seth Rollins can no longer challenge Priest for the title as long as he remains champion. But if you've been watching Raw, there are some storylines cooking here, so it makes sense that these two would be required. Now, when it comes to these requirements, though, you need either Tech, Damian Priest, or Trickster. And when it comes to Seth Rollins' side of things, you either need the striker version, the Embrace Division, or the top tier godly showboat variant of him, Seth freaking Rollins. So those are your options here. We are dusting off of oldie but goodie, who was a monster during the 5-star meta. His time at the top was short-lived, especially once 6 stars came out. But we are dusting the dust off of my guy, the one and only modern era striker, Seth Rollins, Embrace Division, to go up against these hell mode oppositions. Now, this is what I'm running on him, and this is how I've been running him. Now, we obviously made a couple changes, so we're going to get right to the point. The move set is simple. The Sling Blade, which is going to allow me to choose a 2x2 area to make into black gems. Then the Falcon Arrow, dealing damage and increasing blue gem damage by 145% for 2 turns. And then, of course, we have the Stump, which is going to deal damage and allow us to destroy blue gems and make the pin. Right here, we're going for nothing but black move damage. With Seth Rollins, the blue move, the slingshot, is literally like a couple charge. So if you have a maxed out MLC Tour perk, he's getting that off immediately to load up his moves. Thanks to EO Sky, we're dealing 100% black damage, black move damage, and black moves are starting off with 2 more MP, making it easier for him to get filled out. Then we have Asuka, who's allowing us to do 125% more damage for our finisher. Lita's doing the same thing with an additional 50%. And finally, we got Hall of Fame Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, for the 20. And we have a double takedown set for him on him when it comes to the strap. We're going to be dealing some of the damage, 20% initially from for all moves. Then we have an additional 30. And we have the Bad Attitude Plate, which I mentioned previously when pertaining to King Nakamura. If I break blue gems, I'm going to get 3 MP black back. So we're going to go ahead and run this and see how far we can. And quite frankly, y'all, if we don't make it with him all the way, we have other solid characters that represent modern era that bring us through until the end. Quite frankly, I like Sami Zayn, the champ, but I'm not going to lose no sleep either if I'm not able to get his shards or if I'm not able to pull him. It's not the end of the world for me, but we're going to do the best that we can. No props. We got our sights locked in on getting as much bonus rewards as possible. Let's get this go ahead and get this started and rocking and rolling. So, quite frankly, this is going to be a very exciting, live event. So I'm looking forward to see how these things. I think it's PLEs now. Instead, it used to be pay-per-views. Now it's like paid live events. They changed the swag up for it. So we're going to hit that and get that damage right there. Boom. The main thing when it comes to utilizing Seth is you want to get a wild card. You want to definitely try to go for a wild card that isn't going to cascade or do anything too crazy. So we're going to put that there. Hopefully nothing happens. And then we got that. And then we're going to go and just deal that damage. We're going to cycle up again. There was no point. If the bar wasn't too far over to the right, I would have done another match. I would have hit another black move, the middle one, and called it a day. But that wasn't the case here. So now we reload. And we do it all over again. So we got that blue gem damage. Now, obviously, with blue gem damage, we could opt to run other characters for flat gem damage or percentage damage to boost that blue gems when that boost is up with the Falcon Arrow. That is an alternative. I'm not taking away from that at all in the slightest. But we're going to just focus in on the damage here. Now, that could cause a cascade. We can take this here and see where it goes. We got a little wiggle space. Boom. We got that. Now, that was a wild card, so we will see if it will allow us to capitalize. There ain't nothing going on here, so we'll drop something down. Boom. We got more blue gem damage going on. And we're going to hit that once more. Falcon Arrow. It's a little tedious, but it is doable, and we're hitting for a decent amount. Now, obviously, when we get to later opposition, I might very well just call it audible. The key thing here is just getting the steps for me. That's where I'm at with it. Collect the steps, get those out of the way, so our feud can be done sooner rather than later. That is where I'm at with it. So we're not going to be able to do a wild card here, but there's enough space that we can place it down here and be able to take off to the moon. So we'll have a 3-match and a 4-match. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because right now it's looking like, yep, that's the only way it could work. It's either 2 3 matches or the 4-match and the 3. You know what? I saw that right there. We'll go ahead and do it because either way, it would still be the same way, right? It would just be a different situation. And then, of course, we forced that pin. I think it would have still gone the other way, even if I had done it if I did it lateral instead of vertical. It's not the end of the world. He's going to go ahead and hit this move. He's going to make a wild card. Hopefully it forces a pin, allows me to get back in there and do what I need to do because I can go ahead and get this cycle going and get everything rocking and rolling. So we're going to have to kick out one way or the other. Boom. And then kick out. Wow. He's already taken out of the game like that? That's how you're going to go out, man? Let's see where our gems are. Boom, boom, boom. Let's do this right here. Wow. Seth done. Seth done on the first turn. That is insane. But you know what? It is what it is. He cleared out normal and hard mode. I'm not going to sit here and beat my head against the wall on it. Now we're going to go ahead and just see if there could have been another way that we ran things. All black. Choose blacks to destroy. This is low charge. Okay. So red, the blacks. But that's too high charge. That is too high charge for me, personally. So we're not even going to stress about it. What we will do is we're still going to take care of it. We're still going to clear it. So because we still have that plus 99 MP, we're just going to triple yellow everybody and call it a day. That's what you got to do sometimes. Sometimes you want the extra stuff. Like those steps will help out a lot. But if I can't get through with the characters and I don't feel like investing the resources into them, I'm not going to, why bother? Like at the end of the day, do what you can, have fun before it goes from being something you enjoy to something you're just sitting back like, why did I why am I making this feel like a job? When it starts feeling like a job, it's no longer a passion. So now we just one turn everybody with Final Boss Rock. So that's what we're going to do with that. We might put, depending on how quick we clear this out, we'll go ahead and just move forward. But I am excited about this Money in the Bank. It's going to be exciting. If it comes to picks, for picks for certain matches, I would like to see. I'll take that black because Tech Rock is going to need that. When it comes to me, for the matches that are coming to mind that I do remember, for me personally, if it comes down to the Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton taking on a new bloodline, we don't know how this is set up, and we don't know if it's a handicap match like 4-on-3, or we don't know if it's going to be Solo and the Tungans and Jacob Fatu out there as the enforcer just lurking. We don't know if that's the case, or if it's Jacob Fatu and the Tungans and Solo's outside as a manager. I'm pretty sure there's still going to be interference one way or the other. Sad to say, it's just the truth. That's just how it goes. That's how the cookie crumbles. But for me personally, I would like to see the Bloodline win, just especially if Solo can pin Cody. If they could, like, the thing is, you want to build them up to be a threat. You want them to be a threat, right? And the only way you can build a real good threat is by having them win. You don't make someone out to be the opposition and then lo and behold, they can't get the job done. That literally takes away from the aura that you're supposed to be getting. And there's too many red hot baby faces. You need a solid bad guy squad. Like even the Judgment Day, even though their reaction in the beginning, they were like straight heels. Like you were supposed to hate them. But now people really like them. People fanboy out for them. And even the nuclear heat that Dirty Dom's getting, it still works to their favor. The Bloodline 2.0, the new Bloodline, they have to be established. And what better way to establish them and to push the narrative further is by having Solo Sikoa pin Cody. The last time they went up against each other, Solo lost. He took a L. And at that point in time, his momentum kind of stopped after he couldn't keep Cody out of things leading into WrestleMania. And he made up for it there. But I think to push the narrative, especially with how many chants of We Want Roman are going on right now, I think it would be the best situation for you to have Solo win and bring things in. Obviously, a post-match beatdown might be necessary to take things further. Because quite frankly, Jacob Fatu's debut was so superb. I can't wait for him to be in the game. I really strongly feel that if Scopely wants to push the narrative, we've had the Samoan wrestling family be at the helm of MLCs in the past with the Wild Samoans, and even getting Jey Uso, Armageddon alongside Tech Jimmy and the release of Roman Reigns head of the table. We've had Samoan family wrestler themed MLCs in the past. I could easily see them doing the same thing for this new Bloodline. I could easily see them releasing Tama Tonga Loa, releasing Jacob Fatu, and also having Solo Sikoa. I can easily see that happening. You put Tonga Loa as the free-to-play character because he's the quiet side, the strong silent type. Said to be one of the best strikers in wrestling after Undertaker. So that speaks a lot about him, even if you haven't really seen him work like that. Then you got Tama Tonga, Bullet Club alumni, with Bad Luck Fale and even Finn Balor. That would be an exciting look for them to cross paths and everything. And the same goes with AJ Styles too. That'd be a little bit of unique history and storytelling right there. You could have him as the A-tier character. You could have that happen. Or you can even same thing with Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu had that's one of the most memorable debuts I've seen in a long time. I literally say that it's up there alongside for me, it would be up there alongside Chris Jericho, Kane, The Fiend, and Brock Lesnar. And also John Cena. Those are the guys that come to mind that their debuts stand out to me. I remember when they showed up on the scene. So Jacob Fatu could easily be the A tier. You have Tongaloa as the free-to-play because he's the most unknown out of everybody, so it wouldn't hurt if you made him the freebie. Jacob Fatu could easily be the A tier. Him and Tama Tonga could easily be switched between A tier and S tier. And then, of course, if you're really trying to put Solo Sikoa over, his first variation as the enforcer, as the trickster, was an S tier. A lot of people enjoyed the trial utilizing him. It would make sense for him to get a S plus tier if you're going to make him serious. Like, if you want people to take him serious. And then there's also something to consider here, too. You could make a brand new version of all of the original bloodline as well. You could have a greatness on a different level Roman Reigns S plus tier. You could easily have a main event Jey Uso as a S tier, and you could have a brand new Jimmy Uso as the S tier or A tier. There's a lot of ways that they could go around with that, or they can switch it because now Jay's so over. You can have where the first time initially Jay was the freebie, you can now have it where Jimmy's the freebie now. And you can easily come out with a plate that's like similar to the plate could be based on Paul Heyman. It could be based on the wise man, the wise man's words. It could be a plate with a cell phone on it or something. They could literally do that. They could do a skill plate with the lay for because of the tradition, because of their culture and their heritage. You could easily have like a bronze plate for the wise man for Paul Heyman, and then you could have a silver plate for the lay just because of the importance to the culture and the heritage and the family for the Samoan wrestling family. So there's a lot of options that they could do when it comes to the bloodline as an MLC. I also would like to see, speaking on it, on there, I believe where we had Damian and Seth. That's going to be a good one because it's too much on the line for that one. If Damian wins, Seth Rollins can no longer challenge Damian while he's champion. But if Seth wins, Damian has to leave the Judgment Day and prove himself that he can really stand on his own 2 feet. So that's a good stipulation. And then you're seeing everything go down with Liv Morgan and Dirty Dom, and she's not supposed to be around the Judgment Day, but then Finn Balor took the key card. She's still interfering. She's still in the clubhouse buying all these gifts, winning people over. Dom saying that he's talking to Rhea Ripley, but then Damian's coming back and saying, yo, like, you said that you talked to her and you said that it's all good, but guess what? I just talked to mommy and she's not happy at all. So now you got Dom looking at Damian like, man, you're acting like my dad. Finn's feeling some type of way because he's like, ever since you got the world title, you haven't been the same, Damian. Are you better than us? No one's better than us. Seth saying like, maybe you're just jealous because you ain't been the hot stuff while everyone else is. There's a lot of storyline going into that. So for me personally, I strongly believe that if you were going for a money situation, I would literally want it set up because whoever wins is going to SummerSlam to take on the ring general. And basically, I feel whoever Gunther goes up against, it would be dumb of the WWE not to put Gunther over. So whoever wins this match, regardless with the storylines involved, is being led to slaughter because Gunther is going to go over. Especially now that we know that there's going to be that PLE, that pay-per-view in Berlin, Gunther's going over. They know where, if it's a business, they know where the money's at. Gunther is going to be like the new Shao Kahn of WWE. And whoever dethrones him is going to be the most over babyface. There's no way around that. And I can easily see things going with Cody later on down the line where he becomes a bad guy. Because honestly, Cody as a heel is something that will be a game changer, especially with the kind of promos he's been doing. But I'm getting distracted. For me personally, when it comes to this, I have to say for my storyline wise, I would love to see Seth beat Damian, put on a 5-star classic to put Gunther over, and then disappear again. Seth as a transitional champion works because he's even dropped the belt when they had that thing with Dean Ambrose back in the day with the Money in the Bank. Roman Reigns went in as champion. Seth won, became champion, and Dean cashed in on Seth because Dean and Roman were closer than Dean and Seth. So with everything on his resume already, it would be fine for Damian to lose to Seth, for Seth to pass it on to Gunther. Whereas if I feel that if Damian went up against Gunther, it would still be a good match, but the storyline would be kind of iffy. You have the moment right now where you can have Finn cost Damian the belt, and then he'll go ahead and be like, Damian has a feud with the Judgment Day. He has a feud with Finn, because now he's out of the Judgment Day. You find out Finn's real feelings. You find out maybe him and Liv are in cahoots with one another. Jealousy is a thing. And then you have he loses to someone like Seth, who's come back earlier than expected, healed up, and then Seth puts over Gunther. I feel it will work better in long term if you had Seth beat Damian fair and square, then he loses the belt to Gunther, because you're still going to have history between Damian and Gunther. There's still history there because Judgment Day and Imperium had their couple crossings in the past. And then Damian still has something to do right after he loses the title, because now he's dealing with Finn. Now the Judgment Day are turning on him. He's no longer a part of their crew anymore. And instead of being cool with him and keeping things mutual, they choose violence. Same thing's going to happen when Rhea Ripley comes back. I think a lot of things are going to implode. And when it comes to the women's, for me, I would be fine with Lyra Valkyrie winning. I would also be cool with Tiffany Stratton. Definitely should win. Tiffany, to me, is definitely looking like she's going to be the second coming of Charlotte Flair. She's just that good. She's very talented. She's great with the mic work. She's really good. And with her and Nia Jax having like this little 2-woman power trip, helping one another out, Nia obviously is going to be guaranteed a title shot somewhere. Tiffany can win the belt or win the suitcase. She can easily turn on Nia. That's how it could be. It could literally be a thing like she helps Nia win the belt from Liv Morgan and then betrays her. Or Liv and Rhea have their match. Rhea wins it, and what better way to get over than to cash in like that? Or there's a lot of ways to go about it because Nia is on SmackDown. But the point is that you can have a thing where Tiffany Stratton helps out Nia and then betrays her by cashing in on her right afterwards. Whether it's Bayley, Liv, or Rhea, those are the options there. So I would like to see Tiffany Stratton win it. Lyra Valkyrie, the way they've been building her up and protecting her, is smart. But Chelsea Green is a disruptor too. And I believe she's from Canada. So that would be interesting within itself to see her win it. And then she has Piper Niven as the muscle. And she can come in and handle business and protect her. Be like a HBK Diesel situation going on right there. Lastly, I know there's another match, and I think I'm missing it. So forgive me if it doesn't come to mind. We can talk about it in the comments below before I get out of here. Finished the tours pretty quick, so now I'm just talking about Money in the Bank. We have the men's Money in the Bank. Now, this is what I feel. Again, storyline-wise for me, it would make sense for Drew to get the Money in the Bank. He did say once he gets it, he will cash in. He said that he would cash in the same night. So more than likely, that means that the men's Money in the Bank is going to happen earlier on in the show. And then obviously you have the match between Damian and Seth. And whoever wins, Drew, if he wins, will cash in on whomever. But I feel it would be irony if he wins the briefcase, goes to cash the briefcase, and CM Punk ruins it for him. That's long-term story building. But if I wanted a real shoe-in, there's a lot going on with the Wyatt Six going on with Chad Gable. I don't think he's going to win. Carmelo Hayes is great. I think Carmelo Hayes was put in that match the same way that Io Sky was put in there for some killer highlight reels for the women's, for Io. But obviously, respectfully for the men, Carmelo Hayes is there to show off what he can do, because I believe he can also be a future champion as well. Him and Braun Breaker could literally be like John Cena and Batista. Simple and plain. But for me, I would love, story-wise, for Drew to win it and lose it, to make him go even more crazy. But then, and I just remember what the other match is, Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn. But then on the other side, there's two other people that I wish that could win it, would win it, and it would make sense. Either you finally pull the trigger on main event Jey Uso and give him that briefcase so he gets his moment. He's all the way over. It's time. I feel that he could have been over a while back. They could have pulled the trigger a while back, but because of storyline reasons, he did not win the title when he could have easily won the title. But either you pull the trigger on Jey, or you finally pull the trigger and commit to LA Knight. LA Knight, I get it. He has the thing going on with Logan Paul. I understand completely. But LA Knight is long overdue, and you don't want that heat to leave. You don't want that heat, that genuine, organic heat and buzz to dwindle. So I would love to see LA Knight win it and finally be taken serious and solidified at any given time, because he works great as a heel and he works great as a face. But if not, either give it to Drew to push the story between him and CM Punk, because that's a rivalry and a beef within itself that doesn't even need a title involved. And then, or go with Jey. And for Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker, if there is another match I'm missing, forgive me, let's talk about it. For that one, I would love to see Braun win it. I would love to see him get it here. But because it's in Canada, I have a feeling that Sami is going to retain. But I also believe Braun is going to snap, because that's the best way to get Braun over right now. He does not care. He does not care. He wants his just due. You left me out of the King of the Ring. You know my resume and what I've done in NXT. I am one of the best in this business at such a young age. And then I can't get the job done over Sami. Or there's going to have to be something where Sami walks away with the belt, but he doesn't leave out the same way he came in. The same way with Triple H and Undertaker back in where their initial, their second WrestleMania match. Undertaker walked into the match. He won the match, but Triple H was the one that walked out without no help. The same thing has to happen here. It's like you have to put Braun over even in a loss. But that is the video for this one. We cleared it out. If we feel like it, if we get the resources, we may we might go back again to get those steps and get those extra points. But it's not the end of the world. The next video that is coming, because feuds are going to be starting soon, is going to be the challenge tours. We're going to knock those out the same way we did this one. And we're going to be talking champions. We're going to be talking about some characters that I would love to see in the game. We'll talk about some MLC concepts or things that they can do. But it's all about seeing the game improve so us, the players, the community, can thrive. All the while, Scopely gets paid for doing an amazing job. So, you know, we keep the lights on. We keep on playing. They keep on dropping the good stuff that keeps us coming back. But that was the World Heavyweight Championship to run and for Hell Mode, and I hope you enjoyed the commentary. Might have been long-winded, but I love talking to y'all and I love my mind going. So any thoughts in this video that y'all feel y'all could chime in on, by all means, the comment section is all yours. Let's chop it up. Let's talk it up. Let's build, because you never know who's watching. But with that being said, y'all, be on the lookout for the challenge tour video that'll be coming out. Good feuding to y'all this weekend. Hopefully y'all walk away with something good if you do pulls on the loot. But hey yo, hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but champions do. Mad love and respect to each and every single one of you, of my beloved champions fam. Like the video, share the video, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel to support your boy, the bad guy of WWE Champions, Zeke 4-0, the most electrifying content creator in WWE Champions Entertainment. And be on the lookout for what's to come next. Love to each and every single one of y'all. Thank you again for your love and support. Until next time, stay tuned